to this now. In South Africa, there aren't many care centres catering to Alzheimer's, a truly debilitating disease. Auria Senior Living has developed a state-of-the-art facility in Johannesburg, specifically for people living with dementia. Its CEO, Kaganson, tells us more on World Alzheimer's Day. Good morning to you, Barry. What is Alzheimer's and dementia, and who is most prone to it?
Hi, morning. Thanks for having me on the show. So dementia is just really a general term for diseases and conditions that are characterized by decline in memory, problem solving, language, and other thinking skills that generally affect people's ability to perform daily tasks. Of course, the prevalence is higher amongst those people over the age of 70, and statistics are really that one in four people over the age of 80 suffer from some form of cognitive decline.
Why has dementia it's been on the rise over the past couple of years, not only globally, but here in South Africa, and I do believe that the prediction is that it's going to continue to rise in the future.
Yeah, that's correct. So if you take that statistic that 1 in 4 people over the age of 80 have some form of dementia or some form of cognitive decline, and one considers that the World Health Organization is predicting that in the next 30 years, between now and 2050, the population of the world over the age of 80 will triple. You can see the magnitude of the problem that will likely be prevalent in the next couple of years.
All right, now your belief is that senior living environments right now in the country do not cater as well as they could to people who do suffer from Alzheimer's. And there comes in Sereno, who have now developed a new state-of-the-art dementia care unit. Tell me more about Sereno.
Yes, so we recognized this issue some time ago. We spent a lot of time over in the US just educating ourselves really about best practice, and we implemented that over here, as you say, in our new dementia care centre, which we will be rolling out at our other communities around the country. And really it's very much a deinstitutionalized type of environment where people live with as much freedom as possible, but within the constraints of the environment that's appropriate to them, and that they are afforded care, again, which is very much appropriate to their needs. Traditionally, what's happened in aged care is that in South Africa, we generally use, well, historically, we've used the term frail care, which isn't always appropriate, because most people who are actually in inverted commas, frail care, the world over actually, are actually suffering from dementia. Frailty is, of course, a part of it, but most of them are actually suffering from dementia, and as such, they require certain care and certain treatment. And when I say treatment, I actually mean care, and or assistance, I should say, and that needs to be delivered in a certain way, being mindful of their condition. So it's more a shift in the approach to caring for the elderly, and of course the prevalence of dementia in these instances is extremely high. So that's what one needs to be mindful of, and that's the specialist care and the specialist assistance that these people actually need.
One of the aims is also to rely a little bit less on medication, which is what a lot of facilities have been doing, over-medicating people who do have dementia. One, why is it so important to rely less on medication? And also, medication is something that is usually given to people with mental illnesses. So is there a distinction there? Is dementia a mental illness?
So no, I think the important point here is with regards to the medication. So I'll just preface this by saying that I'm not a medical person at all, and of course everything needs to be done in terms of a plan devised by a medical professional. But the principle really that is deployed probably in the more in the newer dementia facilities in the US, is that a lot of the symptoms of dementia a lot of the consequences of dementia is a high level of frustration in people living with dementia. And that is for a number of reasons, such as that they are finding it difficult to express themselves, they experience anxiety from a lot of confusion that arises in terms of wayfinding. In other words, they get lost, and all these kind of things. And a lot of the manifestations are actually a result of that confusion and that fear and that anxiety on behalf of on the part of the person living with dementia. So if one can address, the theory is, if one can address those adequately, purely by relatively simple interventions and reduce those levels of fear and anxiety, the theory is that the need for medication can reduce.
All right, thank you, Barry. We'll leave it there. That was Barry Kaganson, CEO of Auria Senior Living. Well, to this now.